Hard times will test your limits, but they don't have to define who you are. Pushing yourself means choosing to keep moving forward even when every step feels heavy and your energy is low. Strength grows not from comfort but from facing challenges with courage and refusing to give up. Everyone faces hard moments where it feels easier to quit. These times make us question ourselves and our path, but real growth happens when you find a way to push through the pain and doubt. Today, we will talk about how to dig deep, stay focused, and keep taking action even when everything inside says stop. You don't have to wait for motivation or perfect conditions. You just need the right mindset and practical steps to keep going. If you're ready to turn struggle into strength and rise above your challenges, then let's dive in. Number 1. Remind yourself daily why you must keep going. There are mornings when you don't want to get out of bed. Not because you're lazy, but because the weight you're carrying feels like it's crushing your chest. You're tired, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. You wake up with the same problems you went to sleep with. The bills are still there. The uncertainty is still there. Maybe someone you love walked away, or maybe life threw something at you that you never asked for. It feels like you're running out of energy, out of time, and out of hope. And when life hits like that, it's easy to wonder, why am I still trying? That's where most people fall. Not because they're weak, but because they lose touch with why they started fighting in the first place. That's why every single day you have to remind yourself why you must keep going. Not once a week, not when you feel good, every day, because life doesn't stop testing you. And your reason for pushing forward needs to be louder than your excuses, stronger than your fear, and deeper than your pain. You don't wait for motivation to show up. You create it by remembering the meaning behind your effort. Maybe it's your children. Maybe it's a promise you made to yourself. Maybe it's the dream you held since you were young that still hasn't let go of you. Whatever it is, bring it to the front of your mind the moment you wake up. Speak it out loud. See it in your mind. Write it down if you need to. Don't leave it to chance. Because if you don't deliberately remind yourself why you're pushing forward, life will gladly give you every reason to give up. And here's something real. If you don't define your why, then pain will define your life for you. Life has a way of wearing you down slowly, over time. Not all at once. One hard day turns into 2, then a bad week. Then a bad month. Before you know it, you've stopped trying. You've stopped showing up. You've started saying, maybe this is just how it is. That's when you've lost your grip on your reason. You've let the storm drown out your voice. But that's not who you are. You are not built to live in survival mode forever. You were made to rise. But that only happens when you hold on to something that means more to you than your comfort. Now listen, no one is coming to do this for you. You can have people who support you, love you, encourage you, but nobody can carry your purpose for you. That's your job. You've got to decide deep down what matters to you so much that quitting just isn't an option. You've got to know it in your bones. You've got to feel it even on your worst days. Especially on your worst days. That's when it counts. That's when it keeps you from staying stuck in that dark place. It's not about pretending things are okay when they're not. It's about deciding that no matter how heavy life gets, you will not be crushed by it. You'll take the hit, but you'll stand back up every time, because your why refuses to let you stay down. This is what separates people who get back up from the ones who don't. It's not intelligence. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's clarity. They know why they're doing what they're doing. They hold that reason close to their heart like it's life or death. Because it is. You stop feeding that fire and it dies. And with it, your drive dies too. But when you stay connected to it, when you remind yourself every single day, you start to see your fight differently. You're not just working long hours. You're building something that matters. You're not just pushing through pain. You're proving to yourself that pain doesn't get the final word. You're not just surviving another day. You're getting one day closer to the life that you promised yourself. Think about this. Every person who's built something meaningful had every reason to quit. They felt pain. They felt fear. They had doubts. But they also had one thing that kept them going, a reason that pulled them through the storm. You're no different. You don't need perfect circumstances. You need a reason you believe in. And if you've forgotten it, if it's gotten buried under all the stress, all the distractions, all the pressure, dig it back up. Go back to the start. Ask yourself, what made me begin this journey in the first place? What did I want? What did I hope for? What did I promise I would change? Get back to that fire. Fan it until it burns again. Because when it does, you move different. You show up even when you don't feel like it. You speak different. You stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will. You believe different. You stop focusing on how far you have to go and start focusing on how far you must go. Because turning back is no longer an option. And don't make the mistake of waiting for the pain to go away before you move. The pain may still be there. The pressure may still be there. But your why gives you power to walk through it. To get up when others stay down. To work when others give in. To fight for something greater than comfort. That's how strength is built. One day at a time. One choice at a time. Remind yourself this isn't just about today. This is about the life you're building. It's about who you're becoming. You're not just surviving, you're growing. And that growth has a price. But it's worth every ounce of energy if it leads you to a life of peace, strength, and meaning. So when the alarm goes off and your body says, stay down, you answer with purpose. When fear tells you to back off, your reason says, keep going. When life feels unfair, your why gives you courage to show up anyway. That's how you push through hard times. Not with hype, not with shortcuts, but with truth. Truth about what matters most. Truth about the life you deserve. And truth about the power inside you to make it through anything, as long as you never forget why. Number 2, focus only on what you can control today. Life doesn't always hand you what you want on a silver platter. In fact, most days it feels like everything outside your control is swirling around you like a storm you can't escape. Problems pile up, people disappoint, plans fall apart, and you're left wondering how in the world you're supposed to keep moving forward when so much is out of your hands. This feeling of helplessness is one of the most common struggles people face. When everything feels uncertain, overwhelming, or chaotic, it's easy to freeze, to get stuck in worry or frustration. That's the hard reality many live with. But here's the truth that changes everything. The only thing you can truly influence is what you do right now, today, in this moment. The world is full of things you cannot control. You cannot control other people's actions, the economy, how quickly your challenges will resolve, or whether life treats you fairly. When you focus on what you cannot change, you give your power away. You hand over your energy to fear, doubt, and confusion. That's why it's so important to narrow your focus sharply. Don't try to tackle everything at once, and don't waste mental space on what's beyond your reach. Instead, lock in on what you can do. What you can decide, what you can influence. This focus isn't just smart, it's necessary to survive and thrive in difficult times. Start by asking yourself, what is in my hands right now? What small action can I take today that moves me forward? It might be as simple as making a phone call, sending an email, doing a quick task, or setting a goal for the day. These may seem minor, but they build momentum. When you take control of small things, it creates a sense of agency and confidence that spills into other areas. It's like building a muscle. Your focus strengthens when you exercise it daily by acting on what you can control. If you wait for perfect conditions or to solve every problem first, you'll wait forever. The work of progress is done step by step, day by day, with whatever tools you have right now. One of the hardest lessons is to separate what you can change from what you can't. When life hits hard, your mind jumps into overdrive, trying to fix everything. This causes stress and overwhelm because you attempt to control things you simply don't have control over. Learning to accept this reality isn't giving up. It's being smart. It's focusing your attention on the sphere where your actions make a difference. That awareness brings peace in the chaos and clarity in confusion. It allows you to channel your energy effectively rather than scattering it in frustration. Focusing on what you can control also helps you manage your emotions. When your mind is busy worrying about uncontrollable events, anxiety and helplessness grow. But when you bring your attention back to your own choices, actions, and mindset, you regain stability. It's a way to steady yourself emotionally when life tries to shake your foundation. You're telling yourself, I have power here. I'm not just a victim of circumstances. That mindset creates resilience and hope. It opens the door to solutions rather than sinking into problems. This approach requires discipline. Your brain naturally wants to fix everything at once or catastrophize what's coming next. To push back against this, create daily habits that remind you to stay focused. Write down your tasks for the day. Prioritize actions that are within your control. Notice when your thoughts drift toward worries about things you can't change and gently bring yourself back. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to respond to stress more calmly and productively. It helps you navigate uncertainty with purpose instead of panic. Another critical part of focusing on what you can control is setting boundaries with information and influences. In today's world, bad news and negativity are everywhere. Constant exposure can overwhelm you and make you feel helpless. Protect your mental space by limiting what you consume. Be selective about the news you read, the social media you follow, and the conversations you engage in. Choose to spend time on things that inform, inspire, or help you act, rather than things that cause despair or distraction. You cannot control the world's chaos, but you can control what you allow inside your mind. Remember, your daily actions, even small ones, are powerful because they create forward motion. If you wake up every day looking for something within your control to work on, you build a foundation of progress that is unshakable. Problems don't disappear overnight, but your ability to face them grows stronger. You start feeling less overwhelmed because your focus is clear. You don't waste your energy on things outside your influence. Instead, you use your energy on things that bring results, however small they might be. There's a quiet strength in mastering this mindset. It's the strength that doesn't scream or demand attention, but quietly keeps moving forward. When others around you get lost in worry or chaos, you hold steady because you know what belongs to you and what doesn't. You take responsibility for your actions today, and you trust that these small steps add up to something bigger. This focus is what turns despair into hope and helplessness into power. You also avoid the trap of feeling stuck. When you concentrate on what's within your control, you keep moving. You don't get paralyzed by the enormity of your situation. Even if progress feels slow, it's real progress. Momentum is built by consistent actions, no matter how small. When you prioritize your energy toward what you can influence, you create opportunities. Doors open because you're actively working, learning, and adapting rather than waiting passively for life to change. This mindset doesn't mean ignoring the reality of your situation or pretending things are easy. It means facing your reality head-on, but choosing to respond in a way that keeps you moving. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you prepare for it and how you weather it. That's the difference between giving up and growing stronger through the hard times. In practical terms, this might look like making a list each morning of the things you will handle today. It might mean focusing on your attitude, your effort, your habits, things that always respond to your input. Maybe it means improving your skills, reaching out for help, or simply making sure you get enough rest and take care of your body. Whatever it is, make sure it's something you can influence. And when you do, recognize the power in those choices. Celebrate the fact that even when the world feels out of control, you are still standing. You still have the ability to act. You still have a role in shaping your future. This is how you get through hard times, not by fighting everything at once, but by taking control of what's right in front of you. Focus there. Pour your energy there. You will be surprised how far that focused effort can carry you. It's the difference between feeling overwhelmed and feeling empowered, between losing yourself and finding yourself, between giving up and holding on. This focus is your greatest tool. Use it every day. Use it well. Use it to build the life waiting on the other side of these hard times. Number 3, break big problems into small doable steps. Life can pile up on you in such a way that the problems seem too massive to handle. When you're staring at a mountain of challenges, it's easy to feel stuck, frozen by the weight of everything you think you need to solve all at once. That's a tough place to be. Most people react by avoiding the problem, convincing themselves it's too overwhelming, or they end up spinning in their heads, trying to figure out how to fix everything without a clear plan. It's a natural reaction because when a problem looks big, it feels impossible. But the truth is this: no problem is too big to solve if you break it down into manageable, practical steps. This is not some cliché. It's a reality everyone who's ever succeeded understands deeply. Big problems lose their power when you break them apart. Instead of one giant obstacle, you have smaller, clear tasks you can tackle one by one. This approach changes how your brain responds. When you face a massive issue, your mind often shuts down out of fear or frustration. But when you see the same problem as a series of smaller actions, you feel more in control. The solution suddenly becomes reachable because you can see the next step clearly. And once you take that step, you're closer to solving the whole problem. Progress happens incrementally. There is no quick fix, but there is a way forward. And that way is step-by-step action. Breaking problems down requires clear thinking and patience. It's not about rushing or trying to do everything at once. It's about slowing down and figuring out what part of the problem you can address right now. Write it out. Make a list. Put the big problem at the top of a page, then ask yourself, what are the smaller pieces that make this problem? Identify those smaller pieces and order them. Which one comes first? Which one is easiest? Which one unlocks the others? This process helps you create a roadmap. Suddenly, what was once a tangled mess becomes a series of doable tasks. Each small step you take builds confidence. Completing these smaller tasks gives you a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you start feeling capable. You start seeing that your situation can improve. This method also helps reduce anxiety because you're not trying to hold the whole problem in your mind at once. You only focus on what you can do right now. When you finish one step, move to the next. This makes your effort manageable and your progress visible. Often, people hesitate because they think they must solve everything perfectly or all at once. That mindset leads to paralysis. Perfectionism and overwhelm are killers of progress. Breaking big problems into smaller steps is the antidote. It allows you to be imperfect but persistent. You don't have to fix everything today. You only have to take the next right action. Over time, these small actions accumulate into real change. Remember, great accomplishments are rarely the result of giant leaps. They are the outcome of consistent, deliberate steps taken day after day. It's important to stay flexible during this process. Sometimes you'll discover that the first step you thought was the right one isn't the best. Maybe a new piece of information comes up. That's okay. Adjust your steps. Adapt your plan. The goal is forward motion, not rigid perfection. Life will throw surprises your way, but a clear plan made of small steps can absorb those shocks without breaking down. This approach reduces stress because you're not trying to solve everything blindly. You're moving strategically, with purpose and clarity. Breaking big problems into smaller pieces also helps you avoid burnout. When you try to fix everything in one go, exhaustion sets in quickly. Your motivation dips. You feel like quitting. But when you focus on one small piece at a time, you preserve your energy. You protect your mind and body from overload. Each completed step becomes a source of energy rather than drain. This keeps your spirit alive and your resolve strong. The key to this approach is action. Thinking and planning are necessary, but action is what drives results. Once you identify a small step, do it immediately. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Taking action breaks the cycle of worry and inaction. Even if the step seems minor, it creates movement. Momentum builds from motion. The more you do, the more you see possibilities instead of barriers. You begin to believe that you can overcome even the toughest challenges. This method also helps you see progress in a very real way. Big problems can feel like endless struggles without clear signs of improvement. But small steps have clear outcomes. Finishing a task, no matter how small, shows progress. This progress fuels motivation. It makes the next step easier, and the next one after that. Your journey becomes a series of achievable wins rather than an impossible battle. When you break big problems down, you also reduce fear. Fear often grows from the unknown and the overwhelming. But as you break a problem into smaller parts, you gain clarity. You see exactly what needs to be done and how to do it. This clarity reduces the fear of the unknown. You begin to feel empowered rather than scared. Sometimes people try to figure it all out before starting. This is a mistake. No plan is perfect at the beginning. The best plans evolve through action and adjustment. Start with the first small step you can identify and take it. From there, the next step will become clearer. This process is iterative and dynamic. You learn as you go. You adjust as you learn. You grow through the experience. This kind of forward movement builds resilience. It shows you that problems can be faced and solved, one piece at a time. Another benefit of breaking problems into small steps is that it makes asking for help easier. When the problem seems massive, asking for help can feel intimidating or hopeless. But when you have a clear list of smaller tasks, you can identify specific things you need support with. This makes your requests clear and actionable. It also allows others to contribute meaningfully without feeling overwhelmed. Help becomes a tool that supports your steady progress rather than a desperate plea for rescue. Breaking problems into smaller tasks also teaches you patience. Growth and progress don't happen overnight. They happen through repeated effort. This understanding keeps frustration at bay. When you see the journey as a series of steps rather than a race, you give yourself grace. You allow time for growth and change. This patience is crucial for pushing through hard times because it keeps your spirit intact. Remember, every successful person has faced overwhelming problems. Their difference is in how they handled those problems. They broke them down. They made plans. They took consistent steps forward. They understood that no problem is too big if you stop trying to swallow it whole and start digesting it piece by piece. Problems become less scary when you see them as a collection of tasks. Instead of feeling defeated by the size, you feel empowered by your ability to chip away at it. Your path forward becomes clear, manageable, and actionable. Your fear fades. Your hope grows. You keep moving. And in that movement lies your strength. Small steps are not just tactics, they are lifelines. When the weight of a big problem threatens to crush you, breaking it down into small steps gives you something solid to hold on to. It gives you a path through the darkness. It turns chaos into order. It transforms overwhelm into progress. It is the practical, logical, and powerful way to push yourself through hard times. Number 4, speak powerfully to yourself, not with doubt. Life's toughest battles often aren't fought outside, but inside our own minds. The hardest thing many people go through is the voice they hear within themselves. When challenges hit, that voice can turn against us, full of doubt, fear, and criticism. It whispers things like, "You're not good enough," "You can't handle this," or "Why bother trying?" That inner dialogue can tear you down faster than any outside obstacle. The truth is, what you say to yourself shapes how you see the world and, more importantly, how you act. Speaking powerfully to yourself isn't some feel-good advice. It's a necessity for pushing through hard times. The way you talk to yourself can either fuel your strength or drain your spirit. Most people don't realize how often they let their inner critic run wild. This negative self-talk happens automatically, and it usually happens without us noticing. When you're stressed or struggling, your mind's natural response can be to doubt your worth or your abilities. That doubt slows you down. It clouds your judgment and steals your energy. Doubt makes you question every decision and every step. Instead of building yourself up, you tear yourself down, and the harder the situation, the more destructive those words become. This internal sabotage is one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and the life you want. To push yourself through hard times, you must learn to speak to yourself with power, kindness, and belief. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It means recognizing your value and your strength, even when things are difficult. It means choosing words that encourage and support you, words that remind you of your ability to overcome. Your inner voice needs to become your strongest ally, not your worst enemy. The way you talk to yourself can either limit you or liberate you. It's that simple and that profound. Changing your internal dialogue starts with awareness. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself. Notice the words you use in your thoughts. Are they filled with doubt, blame, or fear? Or are they filled with encouragement, respect, and belief? When you catch yourself thinking negative or discouraging thoughts, stop and challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Most times you'll find that your negative self-talk is unfair and exaggerated. Replace those harsh words with ones that support your progress and resilience. This doesn't mean you have to be overly positive or unrealistic. It means being honest but fair with yourself. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, this is hard, but I'm doing my best. Instead of thinking, I always fail, say, I've had setbacks, but I've also learned a lot. These simple shifts in language create a different emotional experience. They help you stay calm and focused instead of overwhelmed and defeated. Speaking powerfully to yourself also means reminding yourself of your strengths. Hard times can make you forget what you're capable of. But those strengths are still there. Maybe you're resilient, maybe you're creative, maybe you're patient. Whatever your strengths, acknowledge them. Say them out loud if you need to. Remind yourself of past moments when you succeeded or pushed through something difficult. This builds confidence and reminds you that you're not defined by your struggles. It's also important to speak to yourself with compassion. When you're going through tough times, you don't need harsh judgment or blame. You need understanding and kindness. Treat yourself the way you would treat a close friend who is struggling. You wouldn't tell them they're worthless or hopeless. You'd encourage them, listen to them, and remind them they matter. Give yourself that same respect and care. This kind of self-talk strengthens your mental and emotional health, making it easier to keep going when things get tough. Your self-talk influences your feelings deeply. When you speak doubtfully, you feel anxious, sad, or defeated. When you speak powerfully, you feel motivated, hopeful, and capable. Your feelings drive your actions. If you believe in yourself, you're more likely to take positive steps. If you doubt yourself, you're more likely to hesitate or give up. So, the words you use inside your mind are the foundation for what you do in the outside world. Strong, positive self-talk builds a foundation of action and resilience. It's normal to struggle with negative self-talk, especially when life is hard. It takes time and effort to change a habit that's been with you for years. Don't expect perfection. What matters is the intention and commitment to speak kindly and powerfully to yourself more often. Each time you catch a negative thought and replace it, you're training your mind to support you better. Over time, this new way of thinking becomes automatic. Your inner voice will become a source of strength instead of a source of pain. In moments of stress, create reminders or mantras that help you shift your mindset. Simple phrases like "I am enough," "I am capable," or "this will pass" can ground you. Repeat them when doubt creeps in. Use these phrases to interrupt the negative loop. This practice isn't about ignoring real problems. It's about strengthening your mindset so you can face those problems with courage and clarity. Speaking powerfully to yourself also prepares you to face failure and setbacks. When you believe in your worth and ability, failure doesn't feel like the end of the road. Instead, it becomes a lesson, a temporary stop on the journey. Your words remind you that failure is part of growth, not a sign that you're not good enough. This mindset helps you bounce back quicker and keep moving forward when others might quit. This kind of self-talk influences your behavior and decisions too. If you doubt yourself, you might avoid taking risks or trying new things. If you speak powerfully, you take actions that challenge you and open doors. You become more willing to face discomfort because your inner voice says you can handle it. This confidence is vital in hard times because pushing through pain and uncertainty requires courage and persistence. Remember, the voice inside your head has more influence over your life than almost anything else. It colors how you see yourself, your challenges, and your future. If that voice is negative, it creates a shadow over your potential. But if that voice is strong, supportive, and kind, it lights up the path ahead. Speaking powerfully to yourself is not just about surviving hard times. It's about building a mindset that helps you grow beyond them. You hold the power to change the story you tell yourself. That story shapes your reality. Choose words that honor your journey, that respect your effort, and that believe in your strength. Keep practicing this every day. Your mind will become your greatest ally. That inner voice will push you forward when the world tries to pull you back. It will remind you that you are more than your struggles. It will encourage you to keep walking toward the life you deserve. This is how you win the hardest battles. This is how you push yourself through the darkest times. Number 5, stay consistent even when motivation feels low. When life hits hard and everything inside you screams to quit, staying consistent becomes one of the toughest challenges. It's a brutal reality that motivation doesn't stay high forever. In fact, it's normal to feel drained, discouraged, and ready to give up during difficult times. Most people expect motivation to carry them through, but that's where many stumble. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go like the weather. The key to pushing through hard times is to build consistency, not waiting for motivation to strike, but doing what needs to be done even when it doesn't feel exciting or easy. This principle separates those who move forward from those who stay stuck. Consistency is like showing up every day no matter how you feel. It means doing the work even if your energy is low, even if your mind is doubting, even if the progress seems slow. That daily commitment, small as it may seem, creates the momentum you need to get out of the hole you're in. The challenge is that when motivation fades, many people stop. They wait for inspiration to return. But in tough times, waiting can mean losing ground. The people who push through pain and difficulty are the ones who understand that consistency is their real power. You might think consistency means big, impressive actions every day. That's not true. Consistency means showing up in whatever way you can. Some days you might do a lot. Other days, just a little. The important part is to keep moving forward. When motivation is low, focus on the smallest possible step. It could be sending an email, making a call, writing a sentence, or even just organizing your thoughts. These small efforts pile up over time. They create a foundation for bigger actions. They remind your mind and body that you're still in the fight. There will be days when your body feels heavy and your mind refuses to cooperate. You might want to hide from the world or ignore your responsibilities. That's normal, and it happens to everyone. But the difference is how you respond to those feelings. Do you let them control you, or do you push through them? Consistency is about discipline, the ability to act even when you don't feel like it. Discipline builds strength that motivation alone cannot provide. Motivation is the spark, but consistency is the steady flame that keeps you warm and moving forward. One of the biggest mistakes is expecting instant results. When progress doesn't show immediately, motivation takes a hit. You start doubting if it's worth it. You question if your efforts matter. But true consistency is about trusting the process even when results are invisible. It's about believing that small actions, repeated daily, will eventually produce change. Growth is often slow and invisible at first. What looks like standing still may be preparation for a breakthrough. The people who stick with it are the ones who get to see that breakthrough. Consistency also helps reduce stress during hard times. When you have a routine or habit, it lowers the mental burden of decision-making. You don't waste energy wondering if you should do something or not. Your actions become automatic, a part of your day. This removes excuses and hesitation. It creates a sense of stability when everything else feels chaotic. Consistency gives you control in a situation where control feels impossible. Another part of staying consistent is learning to forgive yourself when you slip up. Nobody is perfect. There will be days you don't follow through. Maybe you miss a task or let your emotions take over. This doesn't mean failure. It means you're human. The key is not to let one missed day turn into a week, a month, or forever. Get back on track as soon as you can. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about persistence and resilience. Every time you recommit after a setback, you grow stronger. Building consistency also requires clear goals and priorities. When you know what matters most, it's easier to stay focused and committed. It's tempting to try to do everything at once, but that leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, identify the critical tasks that move you closer to your goal. Focus your daily efforts on those. When motivation is low, having this clear focus guides your actions. It prevents you from feeling lost or overwhelmed. It makes every step you take purposeful. Consistency over time shapes your identity. The actions you take daily become who you are. If you show up every day to improve, to learn, to move forward, you become a person who perseveres. You build a reputation with yourself as someone reliable and determined. This identity fuels your confidence and motivation for the future. You start seeing yourself not as a victim of circumstances, but as the creator of your own path. Some people believe that pushing through hard times means being tough all the time. That's a misunderstanding. Staying consistent also means listening to your body and mind. Rest is part of consistency. Taking breaks, recharging, and caring for yourself ensures you don't burn out. Being consistent doesn't mean ignoring your limits. It means respecting them and managing your energy wisely so you can keep going longer. It's easy to compare yourself to others and feel discouraged if they seem to be moving faster or succeeding more easily. But consistency is a personal journey. Your path and timing are unique. Focus on your own progress, not on what others are doing. Consistency is about competing with your past self, not with anyone else. Every day you show up and put in the work, you're winning against your own doubts and fears. The moments when motivation fades are tests of your commitment. They reveal your true character. When you push through those moments, you build courage and resilience. These qualities don't come from motivation. They come from action in spite of motivation's absence. The more you practice this, the stronger and more automatic it becomes. Eventually, consistency becomes your default response. You don't wait to feel motivated, you act because you know it leads to results. Consistency also strengthens your faith in the future. When life is hard, it's easy to lose hope. But showing up daily is a vote of confidence in yourself and your future. It says, "I believe this will get better." That belief fuels your effort and keeps you going. It's a powerful cycle. Consistent action builds hope, and hope fuels more action. This is how ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things. They don't wait for motivation to carry them through. They build habits and routines. They keep showing up. They make small choices every day that add up to big change. Consistency turns dreams into realities. It breaks down barriers. It makes pushing through hard times possible. The truth is simple. Motivation will come and go, but consistent action is what creates progress. When motivation fades, consistency carries you forward. This is the foundation for resilience, growth, and success. It's what keeps you moving when everything feels heavy and uncertain. It's the key to pushing yourself through hard times and reaching the life you want. Number 6. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. When you're going through hard times, the people around you can either lift you up or drag you down. It's a reality that many overlook until they find themselves trapped in a cycle of negativity, feeling heavier than before. The truth is, no matter how strong you are inside, the environment you create through the people you spend time with plays a massive role in your ability to push forward. Most people underestimate this because they think that pushing through is a solo mission. It's not. The company you keep influences your mindset, your emotions, and ultimately, your actions. It can make the difference between breaking down and breaking through. The first challenge is recognizing who those people are. When you are struggling, it's easy to get caught with people who are stuck themselves, or worse, those who criticize and discourage without offering any support. These voices, even if they don't realize it, create weight on your spirit. Their doubts can plant seeds of fear and hesitation. They sap your energy because negativity is contagious. If your circle fills you with doubt, your own self-belief starts to weaken. That's why surrounding yourself with people who uplift you is not a luxury, it's a necessity. These are the people who bring encouragement, understanding, and positivity. They remind you of your worth when you forget it yourself. Uplifting people aren't just cheerleaders shouting empty praise. They are honest and real, but they choose to focus on solutions rather than problems. They listen with empathy and give support that fuels your growth. When they see your struggle, they don't add to it, they help carry some of the weight. They believe in your potential and remind you why you started your journey in the first place. Their faith in you often reignites your own, especially in moments when you feel lost or overwhelmed. Being around uplifting people also creates a feedback loop that changes your thinking. Negative thoughts tend to grow when you are isolated or with the wrong crowd. But positive relationships push you to see new possibilities and remind you of your strengths. When someone speaks words of encouragement, it lights up parts of your brain that open you to hope and action. This boost in emotional energy helps you face challenges with a clearer mind and stronger heart. It gives you the courage to keep moving even when the path is uncertain. It's important to choose relationships carefully. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out, but it does mean you should be intentional about who you spend the most time with. People who drain your energy or make you doubt yourself need to have less influence in your daily life. That might mean setting boundaries or, in some cases, stepping away completely. It's a difficult decision, especially if those people are family or longtime friends, but protecting your emotional well-being is critical. Your circle should be a place where you feel safe to be vulnerable, to grow, and to heal. Finding people who uplift you may require effort. Sometimes the people who encourage you aren't in your immediate surroundings. You might need to seek out mentors, join groups with like-minded individuals, or connect with communities that share your values and goals. These connections can bring fresh energy and new perspectives. Being part of a supportive community reminds you that you are not alone in your struggle. It gives you a sense of belonging, which is crucial when life feels isolating. When you surround yourself with uplifting people, you also learn from their mindset and habits. You absorb their attitudes towards setbacks, their way of handling stress, and their persistence. This influence isn't about copying, but about expanding your toolkit to deal with challenges. It's easier to adopt positive habits when they are modeled by people you respect and care about. This kind of environment acts as a training ground for resilience and hope. You must also remember that uplifting relationships are two-way streets. Being around positive people means you contribute to their lives as well. Giving encouragement, sharing your own struggles, and celebrating others' victories creates a cycle of mutual support. This connection feeds your spirit too. When you help others rise, you remind yourself of your own strength and capacity to overcome. It's a powerful dynamic that keeps you grounded and motivated. Isolation during hard times can deepen pain. Loneliness magnifies negative emotions and clouds your judgment. On the other hand, even a simple conversation with someone who listens with care can provide relief and clarity. These moments of connection soothe the soul and reduce feelings of overwhelm. They provide a break from negative thoughts and open space for hope. This is why having uplifting people around isn't just about motivation, it's about emotional survival. Not all uplifting people are full of words. Some offer quiet presence, steady support, or practical help. Their actions speak volumes. Sometimes just knowing someone is there, even silently, can give you the strength to keep going. That feeling of being seen and valued reduces the burden of your struggles. It reminds you that you don't have to carry everything alone. This support softens the harsh edges of hard times and helps you regain your balance. The power of uplifting relationships extends beyond the immediate moment. They influence your long-term mindset and resilience. When you habitually spend time with people who challenge you to be better and encourage your growth, your outlook shifts. You start seeing obstacles as temporary, manageable, and part of a bigger picture. Your confidence grows because it's built on a foundation of genuine support and shared experiences. You might hesitate to reach out when you are struggling because of pride or fear of burdening others, but holding everything inside only increases your pain. Opening up to the right people creates relief and builds trust. It reminds you that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. It allows others to walk with you during your hard times, providing comfort and encouragement when you need it most. There will be times when even the people who uplift you can't fix your problems. That's not their role. Their role is to stand with you, to help you believe in yourself, and to provide emotional strength. When you have a strong support system, you feel less alone in your battles. This feeling alone can change the entire course of your journey through hardship. You face challenges knowing you have people who believe in you and will catch you if you fall. The choice of who you surround yourself with becomes a vital strategy in pushing yourself through hard times. It's a deliberate decision to protect your mind and heart. By surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, you create a positive environment where growth and healing can happen. This support system becomes your anchor when storms come. It fuels your courage, renews your energy, and restores your hope. And that is the kind of power you need to keep moving forward when everything feels tough. Number 7. Reflect on how far you have already come. Hard times have a way of making us forget progress. When life feels heavy, the mind zeroes in on what's wrong, what's missing, what still hasn't worked out. That focus can cloud your vision and swallow your hope. One of the most powerful ways to push yourself through these moments is to take a moment, really a deep, honest moment, and reflect on how far you have already come. This isn't just a casual glance at the past. It's a purposeful, clear-eyed review of your journey, your struggles, your victories, and your growth. Reflection is often overlooked, but it holds the key to renewing your strength and reigniting your motivation. When the weight of challenges sits on your shoulders, your mind often forgets the battles you've already fought and won. The mistakes you've corrected, the lessons you've learned, and the resilience you've built don't vanish just because you're facing new struggles. In fact, those past experiences are the foundation beneath your feet, even if it feels like you're starting over. Looking back at those moments where you pushed through, even when it was tough, reminds you that you are not a stranger to perseverance. You've been here before, and you made it through. This reflection brings confidence because it shows you what is possible when you don't quit. It is important to take stock of the specific obstacles you have overcome, not just the general idea of progress. Think about the times you felt like giving up but kept moving. Recall the feelings of fear, doubt, or pain, and then the relief or success that followed. Those are not just memories, they are proof that you have inner strength. The mind needs this kind of proof when it battles discouragement. It's like feeding yourself with evidence that you can handle what's in front of you. When you look back and realize that you survived harder storms, you feel a renewed sense of power. Reflection also helps you see growth that isn't always obvious in the moment. Sometimes progress is slow and it feels like you're stuck. But when you look back over months or years, the changes stand out clearly. You might notice improvements in your mindset, your habits, your relationships, or your ability to handle stress. These changes are victories. Celebrating them fuels hope because it reminds you that growth is happening, even if it's quiet and gradual. Hard times don't erase what you have built. They simply add new layers of experience. Many people forget to give themselves credit for the small wins. But those small wins add up and become the big wins in the end. When you reflect, identify those moments. The day you didn't give in to a bad habit, the time you reached out for help instead of isolating, the effort you put into learning something new. These small acts of courage and discipline are what carry you forward. Acknowledging them changes the way you see yourself. You shift from feeling like a failure to recognizing yourself as a fighter. Writing down your reflections can be a powerful tool. Putting your thoughts on paper forces you to slow down and really consider your journey. You can track specific achievements and moments of growth. Reading back through your reflections on difficult days reminds you that you are moving forward, not standing still. This simple act creates a sense of progress that energizes you to keep going. It also builds a record of your resilience that you can return to whenever doubt creeps in. Reflection isn't just about looking at the past with pride. It's also about learning from your experiences. Each tough moment you survived taught you something about yourself or the world. Maybe you learned that you are stronger than you thought. Maybe you discovered new skills or found out who truly supports you. These lessons are treasures that equip you for future challenges. Recognizing them helps you feel more prepared and less afraid of what's next. There is a natural tendency to rush through hard times, eager to reach the other side. But rushing often leads to frustration when progress feels slow. Reflection forces you to pause and honor the path you've traveled. It allows you to appreciate your effort and resilience. This moment of gratitude for your own journey brings peace to the mind and strength to the heart. It calms the chaos that hard times bring and restores clarity about where you are and where you want to go. Many times, reflecting on your journey also uncovers patterns. You might notice what worked for you before and what didn't. This insight is valuable because it helps you make better decisions today. It prevents repeating mistakes and encourages you to apply strategies that have helped you overcome before. Reflection turns your past into a guidebook for your present and future. Instead of stumbling blindly, you move with greater wisdom. Reflecting on how far you have come also softens the voice of self-criticism. When you face setbacks, it's easy to be harsh on yourself. You might think you haven't done enough or that you are failing. But when you honestly review your efforts and achievements, it becomes clear that you've been doing the work, even if results are not immediate. This awareness replaces harshness with compassion. You start treating yourself like someone worthy of kindness, and that change in self-talk builds resilience. It's helpful to include moments of joy or relief in your reflection as well. Hard times often overshadow positive experiences, but they are part of your story too. Remembering moments when you smiled, felt proud, or experienced peace reminds you that your life is not only struggle. These memories feed hope and remind you that better days are real and within reach. Reflection balances your view of the past, so you can face the future with a steadier heart. Sharing your reflections with a trusted person can deepen their power. Talking through your journey helps you process emotions and gain perspective. Others may remind you of strengths you overlooked or add encouragement. This shared reflection connects you to support and reduces feelings of isolation. It reinforces the truth that your progress matters and that you are capable of moving forward. Reflection is not a one-time event. It is a habit to cultivate. Making time regularly to look back helps you stay grounded during ongoing challenges. It keeps you aware of your growth and prevents discouragement from overwhelming you. This habit turns your hard times into a series of stepping stones, each one building on the last. It shifts your mindset from being stuck in difficulty to moving through it with purpose. Ultimately, reflecting on how far you have already come changes your relationship with struggle. It turns hardship from something that defeats you into something that shapes you. It shows that you have already demonstrated the courage, strength, and resilience needed to face whatever lies ahead. This reflection builds a bridge from where you are now to where you want to be, filled with the fuel of past victories and lessons learned. That is the kind of energy that keeps you moving forward, even when the road is rough. Number 8. Use every setback as fuel to grow stronger. When life hits hard, it feels like the world is working against you. The pain of failure, disappointment, or loss weighs heavy, threatening to break your spirit. Everyone faces setbacks, but the difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck lies in how they respond. The truth is, setbacks are not the end. They are the beginning of something greater if you allow them to be. The real power comes when you use every setback as fuel to grow stronger. It's not just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward with more wisdom, resilience, and determination than before. Setbacks shake us because they disrupt our plans and expectations. We invest time, effort, and hope only to face an obstacle that seems to erase progress. That feeling of loss and frustration can be overwhelming. Yet, this is exactly the moment to change your perspective. Instead of seeing the setback as failure, see it as information. What can this experience teach you? What parts of your approach need adjustment? When you shift from victim to student, you open the door to growth. This mindset change transforms pain into purpose. Growth fueled by setbacks requires honesty. You must face what happened without sugarcoating or blaming others. A clear-eyed look at your own actions, decisions, and feelings reveals valuable lessons. Maybe you underestimated the challenge, didn't prepare enough, or missed a key detail. Owning your part doesn't mean beating yourself up. It means taking control. When you accept responsibility, you empower yourself to change what's within your power. That is strength, not weakness. The emotional pain from setbacks can make you want to give up. It can convince you that trying again is pointless. But that's a lie your mind tells you when it wants to avoid discomfort. Growth asks you to feel the pain fully, learn from it, and then use that energy to push harder. Pain is not a wall to stop you, but a signal to adjust your course and keep moving. Every strong person you admire has used this kind of pain to fuel their next step. It's the raw material for resilience. Setbacks also reveal hidden strengths. You discover patience when progress slows. You find creativity when your usual methods fail. You develop humility when you admit you don't have all the answers. These qualities don't grow in easy times. They are forged in adversity. Embracing setbacks as fuel means you recognize this growth happening inside you, even if it isn't visible yet. This internal development is what prepares you for bigger challenges ahead. It's important to create a plan to use setbacks as fuel. Reflection is the first step understanding what happened and how you responded. After that, set new realistic goals based on what you've learned. Break those goals into smaller actions you can take today. Taking deliberate steps forward, no matter how small, turns your setback into momentum. Action fuels confidence, and confidence fuels growth. This cycle keeps you moving even when the path is unclear. Some setbacks are painful because they feel personal. They may challenge your identity or self-worth. In those moments, remind yourself that setbacks are events, not definitions of who you are. Your value does not decrease because of a failure or a tough season. Using setbacks as fuel means separating your identity from your experiences. You are not your mistakes. You are the person who learns, adapts, and perseveres. Holding on to this truth strengthens your resolve. Support from others plays a critical role in turning setbacks into growth. Sharing your struggles with someone who listens without judgment can lighten the burden. Sometimes others see strengths or opportunities you miss because you are too close to the pain. Encouragement and advice can renew your energy and expand your perspective. Building a support network that believes in your ability to grow gives you a steady source of fuel when your own tank feels empty. Setbacks often require patience because growth takes time. It's tempting to want quick fixes or instant results, but true strength is built slowly. Celebrate the small wins that come after the setback. Each step forward is proof that you are using the experience to get stronger. This patience is itself a sign of growth. It shows you understand that life is not about avoiding difficulties, but learning how to navigate through them with courage. Every setback contains seeds of opportunity if you look closely. It may open a new path you hadn't considered before. It may force you to develop skills that serve you better in the long run. It might deepen your empathy or strengthen your character. Using setbacks as fuel means being curious about what the experience offers beyond the surface pain. This curiosity turns struggle into a source of personal transformation. Resilience is not something you're born with. It is something you build over time by using setbacks as fuel. Each time you refuse to quit, you add a layer of toughness to your spirit. This toughness doesn't make you hard, it makes you flexible and capable. You become someone who can face uncertainty and hardship without breaking. This strength opens doors to possibilities you never imagined because you are no longer afraid of falling. The process of turning setbacks into growth is continuous. It doesn't end after one success or one recovery. Life will bring new challenges and setbacks. What changes is how you respond. With each setback, you gain more experience and confidence. You learn to face difficulties with a mindset that says, "This is temporary. I will learn. I will grow. I will become stronger." This mindset is the difference between a life limited by fear and one expanded by courage. It's essential to remember that setbacks don't have the final say in your story. The chapters that follow are shaped by what you do next. Using setbacks as fuel means writing those next chapters with intention, effort, and belief in yourself. It means refusing to let the pain of today stop the progress of tomorrow. When you use your setbacks as fuel, you become the author of a story marked by strength, resilience, and hope. This approach doesn't mean setbacks stop hurting, but it means they don't stop you. It means pain is a visitor, not a resident. You learn to carry your pain without letting it weigh you down. You use it as a reminder that you are alive, learning, and growing. This perspective turns every setback from a dead end into a stepping stone, building a foundation for your next victory. There is power in this. Power to change your path, power to improve your life, power to become someone stronger than you were before. Using every setback as fuel to grow stronger is not easy, but it is one of the most important skills you can develop. It transforms hard times into opportunities. It turns struggle into strength. It creates a future shaped by resilience, not fear. This power is available to anyone willing to face their setbacks honestly and use them wisely. Number 9. Create structure to reduce stress and overwhelm. Hard times come with a lot of chaos. Life feels like it's spinning out of control. The weight of everything pressing on your mind can be crushing. The noise of worries, responsibilities, and unknowns creates a constant buzz in your head, making it hard to think straight or find peace. This is reality for many people when facing difficult moments. Stress builds and overwhelm creeps in until it becomes impossible to focus on anything important. When this happens, creating structure is not just helpful, it's essential. Structure doesn't limit you, it frees you. It gives your mind a break from constant chaos and creates clear space for action. Building structure in your life helps reduce stress and overwhelm by breaking your world into manageable pieces you can handle step by step. The first thing to understand is that your brain is wired to respond better when it knows what to expect. Uncertainty fuels stress. When every day is unpredictable, your mind goes into overdrive trying to prepare for everything. This drains energy and makes decisions harder. Creating structure means establishing routines and systems that reduce guesswork. When your day has a rhythm, your mind feels safer and stress decreases. It's like giving your brain a reliable map to follow rather than wandering in the dark. This stability helps you stay calm and focused even when circumstances are tough. Start by organizing your time. When everything feels urgent and important, it's easy to get stuck in a frantic cycle of trying to do everything at once. But that's a fast track to burnout. Scheduling specific blocks of time for tasks creates boundaries that protect your energy. For example, set aside time for work, rest, family, and self-care. Having a plan for your day allows you to prioritize effectively instead of reacting to every demand as it comes. You gain control over your time instead of letting time control you. This control is the foundation of reducing overwhelm. Structure also means breaking down big responsibilities into smaller, clear actions. When you face a huge problem or a pile of tasks, it's natural to feel paralyzed. The mind struggles to know where to begin. By listing out individual steps, you create a path forward. Each small task completed builds momentum and confidence. This breaks the cycle of procrastination fueled by stress. Instead of a mountain, you see a series of manageable hills. This process reduces anxiety by turning vague fears into concrete actions. Another key to structure is creating consistent habits. Habits are powerful because they happen automatically without draining your willpower. When you build good habits around sleep, exercise, nutrition, and work, your body and mind perform better. This makes hard times less exhausting because you are physically and mentally prepared. Habits also provide a sense of normalcy when everything else feels uncertain. They anchor your day and remind you that you have control over at least some parts of your life. It's important to keep your environment organized as well. Clutter, disorganization, and chaos around you add to mental clutter. When your space is messy, your mind is distracted and more stressed. Taking time to tidy up your surroundings creates a calm atmosphere that supports clear thinking. Organizing your workspace, your home, and your digital life sends a message to your brain that order is possible. This external order helps foster internal order, which is essential during stressful periods. Creating structure doesn't mean ignoring emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging the feelings of stress and overwhelm while giving your mind a framework to handle them. When you have structure, you're less likely to be hijacked by anxiety or fear. Instead, you have a reliable routine to return to, which provides comfort and strength. Structure acts as a safety net during emotional storms. Be mindful not to overschedule yourself or aim for perfection in your routines. Structure is about progress, not rigidity. The goal is to reduce chaos, not add more pressure. Flexibility within a plan allows you to adjust to unexpected challenges without losing your footing. Structure that adapts to life's unpredictability is sustainable and supportive. It's a tool that works for you, not against you. One practical way to create structure is to start and end your day with simple rituals. Beginning your morning with a consistent practice, whether it's writing down your goals, stretching, or a few deep breaths sets a positive tone. Ending the day with reflection or planning for tomorrow helps your mind wind down. These rituals give your day shape and help manage stress by creating predictable moments of calm. Accountability can strengthen the structure you create. Sharing your schedule or goals with someone who supports you adds motivation and encouragement. Knowing that someone else cares about your progress makes it easier to stick to your plan. Accountability partners help keep you grounded when stress tempts you to abandon structure. It's also vital to schedule breaks and self-care into your routine. When stress piles up, it's easy to forget that rest is productive. Taking time to breathe, move, or simply pause replenishes your energy and sharpens your focus. Structure that includes rest prevents burnout and keeps you going longer. It honors the truth that you are not a machine but a human being with limits and needs. Stress and overwhelm often stem from feeling too much is out of your hands. Creating structure brings attention back to what you can manage. It focuses your energy on deliberate actions rather than scattered worries. This shift from chaos to control helps you stay grounded and steady in tough times. The feeling of moving forward, even slowly, is powerful medicine against despair. The benefits of structure ripple beyond reducing stress. As you build consistent routines, you develop discipline and confidence. You prove to yourself that you can handle challenges methodically. This builds resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger. Structure also clarifies your priorities, making it easier to say no to distractions and focus on what truly matters. Over time, these habits create a foundation for lasting success and peace. When life is hard, it's tempting to wait for motivation or perfect conditions before organizing your life. But waiting only prolongs stress and overwhelm. The act of creating structure itself generates clarity and calm. You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Small steps like writing a simple daily plan or setting a regular bedtime can start the process. Each improvement reduces pressure and builds confidence, making it easier to add more structure. Creating structure is a form of self-respect. It shows you value your time, energy, and well-being enough to protect them. It reminds you that even in hard times, you have the power to create order and peace. This mindset builds strength and hope, the fuel needed to push through adversity. Structure is the framework on which your future is built, supporting every step forward in the face of challenge. The reality is this: hard times will test you. They will challenge your focus and your spirit. But when you create structure, you give yourself the best chance to face these tests with calm and clarity. You stop drowning in chaos and start moving forward with purpose. This shift is the difference between surviving hard times and growing through them. Structure doesn't make problems disappear, but it makes you stronger, smarter, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. Number 10. Visualize the life waiting beyond your pain. Pain is one of the heaviest burdens anyone can carry. When you're in the thick of hard times, it feels like the struggle will never end. The weight of that pain presses down on your chest, making each breath feel harder, each step slower. You can get caught up in the here and now, where everything looks bleak, and the future feels like an endless tunnel with no light. This is where many people lose hope and stop pushing forward. But the truth that can pull you through is this: there is a life waiting beyond your pain, a life that's brighter, freer, and more fulfilling than you can imagine when you're stuck in this moment. The key to pushing yourself through hard times is learning to see and feel that life clearly before it arrives. Visualizing the life beyond your current struggles is not just wishful thinking. It's a powerful, practical tool that shapes your mindset, fuels your motivation, and guides your actions toward a better tomorrow. When your mind focuses only on the pain, it narrows your vision. It traps you in a loop of fear, frustration, and doubt. But your brain has the amazing ability to imagine and create pictures of what could be. This is not just fantasy. These mental images prepare your brain and body for action, just like an athlete rehearses a game before stepping on the field. Visualization makes your goals and dreams feel real and attainable. It helps you believe in a future that's better than your present. When you can clearly picture yourself succeeding, healing, or moving past the pain, you activate motivation that drives you forward even when it's hard. To begin visualizing, you need to be very specific about what life beyond your pain looks like. Don't keep it vague. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Picture the details, the sounds, the smells, the sights, the feelings. What does your morning routine look like when you're no longer weighed down? Who are the people around you? How do you feel in your body and mind? How do your days flow? The more vivid and detailed your mental picture, the more real it becomes. This clarity gives you a target to move toward, something concrete to reach for when everything else feels uncertain. Feel the emotions that come with that future life. Visualize not just the situation, but the joy, relief, pride, and peace that come from overcoming your struggles. Let yourself experience those feelings as if they are happening now. This emotional connection is vital. It makes the vision more compelling and magnetic. When your heart believes in the future as much as your mind does, you gain an unshakable source of strength. This feeling becomes a refuge when pain and doubt try to pull you down. Visualization also rewires how you see your challenges today. When you focus on the life beyond pain, your current problems take on a different meaning. They become temporary obstacles, not permanent barriers. This shift in perspective reduces fear and frustration. You understand that every difficult moment is part of a bigger journey toward your better life. This mindset keeps you engaged and resilient. You don't give up because you know the pain is not the end of your story. It's important to make visualization a daily habit. Just like exercise strengthens your body, practicing visualization strengthens your mental resilience. Take time each day, even for a few minutes, to close your eyes and imagine the life you want beyond your pain. Do this with calm focus, letting the picture grow stronger and clearer over time. This daily practice trains your brain to prioritize hope and possibility over despair. It shifts your energy towards solutions and progress. Combine your visualization with clear action steps. Seeing the life you want is powerful, but it works best when paired with doing something every day to move closer to that vision. Let the images you create inspire concrete plans and small steps forward. Each action you take, no matter how small, builds momentum toward the future you've imagined. This connection between mind and action turns dreams into reality. There will be days when your pain feels too heavy to imagine a better life. That's normal. Hard times test your spirit. But even on those days, hold on to the smallest glimmer of hope. Maybe your vision is not crystal clear, but even a faint outline is enough to keep moving. Sometimes, simply knowing there is a future beyond the struggle is enough to push you through one more step, one more moment. Strength grows in those moments of quiet determination. Sharing your vision with others can also deepen its power. Talk about your dreams with people who support and believe in you. Their encouragement feeds your belief and keeps your vision alive. Hearing others acknowledge your future helps you internalize it as real. It creates a community of hope around you, which is essential during hard times. No one pushes through pain alone. Visualization is not about denying reality or pretending the pain doesn't exist. It's about balancing your awareness between today's challenges and tomorrow's possibilities. This balance protects your mental health by giving your mind a break from constant worry. It invites you to live with pain but not be consumed by it. You hold both your current reality and your hopeful future in your hands, and this balance is empowering. When you hold a clear vision of the life waiting beyond your pain, you start to see setbacks differently. Failures and disappointments become temporary detours, not dead ends. This mindset keeps your focus steady and your spirit unbroken. You understand that every step backward is part of the larger path forward. This resilience is what makes pushing through hard times possible. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Visualization helps you choose to suffer less by focusing on the good that is possible. It activates your inner strength and creates a positive feedback loop. The stronger your vision, the more energy and courage you find. The more you push through, the clearer and more real your vision becomes. This cycle propels you beyond pain into growth and success. No one can take your vision away. It lives inside you, a personal and powerful resource. When hard times threaten to overwhelm you, close your eyes and bring your vision back to life. Feel it deeply. Let it remind you that the pain is not forever. There is a life of freedom, happiness, and accomplishment waiting for you. This vision is your anchor and your guide. Hold it close and use it to push yourself through every challenge. The life waiting beyond your pain is more than a dream. It's a destination shaped by your belief, your focus, and your actions. Visualizing it creates the roadmap and the fuel you need to travel there. Keep seeing it clearly, keep feeling it deeply, and keep moving toward it step by step. That is how you push yourself through hard times and come out stronger on the other side.